Okay.
All
You know,
right.
listen, the enemy can't have me today because I'm speaking later. Like, do you see the enemy? Like, I'm not gonna let him come for me today. I'm just not.
Look, and I was thinking, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, God, fix this. I said, Janine got to talk later. We can't have all this energy going on. Come on.
Can't let him listen. The enemy only come to kill, destroy, and distract. You know, I tell you about that. So I am grateful. We're gonna start this thing one more time.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for your patience. This is Self-Worth Saturday. As she said, I will be speaking at the She Wins Society Worthy Virtual Conference at 1 o'clock as a keynote, but also as a panelist. But let's talk about my girl Camila. Me and Camila have known each other. I feel like Camila, we about a hot year and a half into
Yep.
this. We met through podcasting. We both have podcasts, but we're also life coaches. And we did our episode called Do It Afraid,
Yep.
and it served the streets. And we really help people move past fear and share our test that became testimony. So today we have Coach Camellia coming on. It's all in reference to my book called I Choose Me, The Intentional Guide to Never Losing Yourself Again. I launched this book in February, which is Plant the Seeds of Greatness. And I wanted it to be from a place of giving women no longer suffer in silence, how you can come through the storm. You know, I'm really big on butterflies and how we have to go through the transformations. And so I have another beautiful queen here that can speak today. I chose her to talk about the power of self-worth. So without further ado, Camila, please tell people a little bit about you and let's jump into this live.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Janine, for having me on. It's definitely been a pleasure getting to know you virtually. I can't wait till one day we actually meet personally, girl, so I can hug your neck. Within reading your book, I Choose Me, I'm telling you, I was like, wow, this woman has been through it. And this journey that you documented in your book, I Choose Me, has been transformational. Transformational. So I really, I'm so proud of you for accepting the journey and going through it. So, and like you said, my name is Camellia Vornado. I am a speaker. I have renamed my podcast to That's Camellia Podcast. It used to be called Unfiltered Bird with Camellia. So I renamed it because I wanted to signify some just who I am, and it actually came from my husband. He always had this. He would say, "That's Camellia. That's my wife. That's what she's gonna do." So I was like, oh, that is a good name. So I renamed it to That's Camellia Podcast. I myself am a life coach as well. And I also speak, and my speaking comes alive from to hope beyond. And Janine, I think me and you do align ourselves, so we want to cause a ripple in the life, in others people's lives, right? So a lot of times you see this clear lake. It's so clear you can see yourself in it. But when you throw a rock, it causes a ripple and it goes beyond your lifespan, and it should. So it's like a legacy. So once you cross our paths, Janine, it's gonna be a ripple like, hey, you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember what they said. I remember what she wrote. So that impact of what we're called to do, and just fitting in that journey in our lives with what God has called us to do is what we're about. I am so blessed to have met you. So that's Camellia.
I love all that. And you know, it's funny you talk about legacy because tomorrow is the last day of the I Choose Me takeover for May, and I have Candace coming, and guess what hers is? The power of legacy.
Hey,
So
hi.
it's in alignment where we're gonna wrap this thing up with legacy. You know, I'm always trying to say, you know, as a fellow mother, that's kind of why I wanted to do it for May, is because May is one mental
Right.
health awareness month, but it's also the month of Mother's Day, and we should be celebrating ourselves all the time, but this is when it's the national holiday. So I chose all dope moms that are mompreneurs, but we're also serving from places where we've been broken, but we also heal women at the same time. So everybody who has spoken has a story that's transformational. So I told you why I chose that. You told me a little bit about you. Tell me what your word of the year is.
I don't remember what my word of the year is unless I've just because I've gotten several more, Janine. I was like,
Well,
oh,
pick one.
I need to change it. But I think it's listen. And my husband would be like, oh, Lord.
I'm not going to say a word. Listen.
Right. It's listen. It's listen and listen. That's just one of my things I do. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember what my word is. But it's listen. And it's part of, I would say it is really a journey, Jenny. It really is. Listening it seems so simple. Um, it's really complicated and more complex than I think sometimes what we allow. Because you listen to the world, you listen to your spouse, your children, your parents, and most importantly, the word listen comes to me is, what is God?
Mm,
Are
mm,
you doing? And
mm,
I think that's a daily thing that's a daily question I do have to ask myself. And if I haven't had work, I need to continue doing the last thing God told me to do, which means that you're not finished. So you need to keep doing what I told you last. It's like when your kids say, can I go outside? Well, have you finished doing what I told you to do? No, you can't go outside until you don't come back until, until you finish. So you're not going to get a word until you finish doing what I told you to do. So yeah, listening is a journey. And I think it comes within our topic, self-worth. Because let me tell you, when we reflect on our self-worth, hey, I think it depends on our season that we're in. So the season that I'm coming in or are in right now is that menopause thing, right? So maybe the last 2 years, Janine, have been like hot flash, irritability, brain fog, sleepy, tired. No, I don't want no part of sex, right? Past 2 years. And it was just crazy. And you know what the thing about women being silent is that they don't talk about it. I was like, what's going on? Are you experiencing this? I know it's just not me, because my natural character is joy, happy, laughing, right? Oh yeah, but I was like, Lord,
what's going on?
hell? And the hot flash is on a whole nother, it's like an internal fire going on inside you. You can't cut it off. So let me tell you let me tell you about this self-worth and season. So I'm thinking, because I'm always mindful about what it is for me, because we all have our things that we love to do that pleases us. And I think that ties into what self-worth is. Whatever it is, if it's sitting outside by yourself, if it's walking by yourself, no interruptions, no interaction, not having to answer to anyone, not wife, mom, sister, none of that, just you. Whatever that is, I think it depends on our season.
Yeah.
And we have to be mindful of our seasons. So like I start telling my clients, I have this grow model. So what's your goal for right now? Because it changes. Because I use the example of menopause. My goal for right now in menopause is to get through it, over it, and tell somebody else about it, right? Versus someone else who is just having a baby. They're in a whole nother season. They don't know about menopause, hot flashes. They trying to I need some rest. What do I do about daycare, development of my child? What do I feed? So you see the different seasons, but their self-worth, how they evaluate who they are, matters. And it's about where we start thinking. Oh,
Mindset coaching. Come on, girl. Bring it in. Bring it in. Let's
you talk about that in your book. I was like, girl, get, because I book on my vacation. So I'm one of those Mother's Day babies. So we went to Costa Rica. So I Choose Me was in Costa Rica with me, right?
thank you. Come on now.
Balcony, had the book out, and I was like, I looked at the title. I was like, I'm telling you, this girl big this. I mean, just the title alone, I was like, yeah, this is I Choose Me. I'm right here. I'm present at this moment. So when I talk about what self-worth is to me, I always am watching my thoughts, because you talk about in your book about negative self-talk. Man, we will tear ourselves down. And it don't even make sense. When you wake up in the morning, I don't care. And I've had to walk this thing out with menopause, girl. You wake up in the morning, it's like, I know my body don't. I know I'm in this hot flash right now. I got this this fan getting ready to come on.
I'm
Guess what? Guess what, body? Body, you're going to have to get in line. You're going to have to get in line because I'm not dealing with today. I look good. I feel good. Yeah, I'm smart. So fall clear up in the name of Jesus. I mean, this is real talk. This is what I had to go through. And when I say I'm everybody in this house had to go through it. So, because you don't go through stuff without it affecting your house. No, ma'am. And your house can also affect how you feel about yourself. Because, you know,
you telling the streets today. You talk about that sexy talk. That's what I'm listening. How you talk to yourself is how you talk to others. The whole house feel it when you're not right on the inside. So just really listen. Come on now.
Exactly right. Because I want to be bothered. I don't want to give a compliment, and I don't want to. I just want to sit here. Let me just sit here for a minute. Let me just. And when I'm sitting here, guess what's still going? Is the thought in your mind. Oh my gosh! It's so. If I could get anybody who's listening take away, be mindful of what you are thinking about yourself, and I want you to think. If it's so, a think doesn't override a think. Your mouth, it has to be audible. So if you thinking, man, I am not where I want to be, I'm thinking that. So out of your mouth, I want you to say, yeah, I might not be where I want to be, but I am on my way. I'm making these small steps. And guess what? Small steps have actionable items and they have rewards. You keep doing those small steps. I mean, we tell our clients that small steps, baby. We're not going to run. It's a marathon. It ain't no sprint. Some seasons are a sprint.
And do
Menopause is
it
not a
afraid too. What we say and do it afraid because we did a whole. You labeled it. I was like, you know what, girl? That's what it's gonna be.
sprint.
Do it afraid. Do it afraid.
Right.
Because you told me about that book, girl. When you putting that book out, I was like, it's coming.
Yeah. I know. Oh man, when you told me, I was like, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I had to keep going how I was talking to myself, even just putting it together. So I feel it's a testament for someone who met me prior to the book coming out and when I was in the creation, having people hold you accountable. So even though lovingly you would just check in like, hey, just do it afraid. And so that's a testament to people watching that you need to surround yourself with people who can help you in your right now, but they also see you in your later. And I had Coach K join into this thing, but that's also one of my girls and one of my clients. And I tell her the same thing all the time. Listen, baby steps lead to giant leaps. Do it afraid. And when God tell you to do it, like you said, with that listen, I postponed that book and God said, I'm going to put you out of work for 6 months. And guess when I wrote that book?
Wow.
When I met you, I was out on leave.
Oh,
I got serious.
wow.
I got serious. And for the streets, I went on and my arm was jacked up. I dictated half my book because I had no excuse. I didn't share that with everybody, but that's how I knew that it had to be out there. And so I had to say to myself, Janine, what are you telling yourself? How can you still complete this task? And I said, darn, you know what? I got 20 minutes every day in between putting my son on the bus. Back then, I said, I'm going to sit here in my car and I'm going to dictate a chapter today.
Intentional obedience. I love it. Intentional obedience. I love it. I love it.
So when it got birthed, it was like I just did small steps and I said, you know what? I'm going to show up for my people. And Erin's in there. She just put amen. And like I told her, you have to be in position to be seen. And so when I got in position, even though nobody might not be there yet, because we got clients that are, I have women that are entrepreneurs as well. Their clients might not be there yet, but I tell them like Ruth and Boaz, right? It was when she got in position, he was able to find her. But if she wasn't in the field doing what she was supposed to be doing, he wouldn't have seen her. You understand? Yeah. And so I believe that in multiple areas of your life. So for me, that's why I waited for the book. I had to pray about the title. I didn't even have a title. I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to call it. And then it was clear. And then it was clear. And so you get clarity when you spend time with God. Because like I said, he sat me all the way down. I had several seats for 6 months. And so I had no choice because he can tell me about the book for a long time. I told you that when I met you,
Yeah.
but I didn't put it to fruition. So it
Yeah.
was once I got clear with my self-worth and understood that my self-worth is always 100, whether I'm winning or learning. I
Right.
never was losing. I was learning, because we all have things that we have to overcome. And me and you both love a good butterfly.
Right.
And so when we love a good butterfly, hold on, it's trying to call. When we love a good butterfly, it is in the transformation, right? And that's why
Yeah.
you see the breakdown of the book. Did you see how I broke that thing down? Caterpillar,
Trust
cocoon work, and then the
process.
butterfly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we got to go through the process, right?
Yeah.
But that caterpillar cocoon thing is unsexy,
Yeah.
okay? And it's
No one
vulnerability.
likes it, and it's dark. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah. Yeah. And
talked about that on the
I'm
podcast.
telling. And the enemy wants you to think that, oh, you're in here by yourself. Nobody else ain't going through this. It's you. You the crazy one. No, 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 no. That's where you need to get the book. And hey, I need you to read it. I need you to, and it's not, and I would definitely, anyone listening, this is not one of those books where you just like, no, no, no. This is one of those you read a chapter, you be like, okay, so hold on, let me put that down. Like you said, sometimes you say, hold on, you just go get a pen and paper. I'll wait. I cracked up. But that's one of these books that you often refer to because they have so many nuggets of wisdom. You're like, yeah, that's right. Let me go back and think about that. Let me write down some things. I mean, because like you talk about, you journaling. That's exactly what happened when I wrote my first book. It was all about journaling because you got to get it out of here and down. Because while it's in here, you could do this all day long. And it's going to change so many different times. You're going to have so many different scenarios. But guess what? Write that idea, write that thought down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's healing when you're journaling. So you're journaling, you're giving a God a chance to just love on you, massage that heart, and give yourself some grace and realize the grace that God has been giving you. And work in that. Because like you talk about, it is a journey. It is a journey. And guess what? Love this. I heard Joyce Meyer say it all the time. You got to love the journey. You got to love this walk. I mean, like you said, it's not going to be sexy all the time. It's not. It's not. On the other end of menopause, I can tell you, oh yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. My husband would tell you, oh, it's really nice.
It's really
nice.
I'm not there yet, but I'm approaching that. So you speaking to the people coming behind you.
It's better now. But that was a journey. It was a long, hard, cocoon journey. And now that I've got these little butterfly wings, baby, I'm like singing. Yeah. Oh, you got that? Let me tell you what to do. Oh, you ought to try this. I mean, every woman is different. Every journey. So within my self-worth, I know what worked for me. So I'll tell you that's what this whole self-worth part of it is realizing where I am in this season in my life. Able to listen to other people who cross my path, realizing what season they in and what we give each other and help one another. Girl, we're a powerful force. Do you know that, right? I mean, you get your girlfriends together. I did an episode on what is sister love and sisterhood and the impact of it. One of the resounding things is it goes beyond bloodline. It don't have to be me and you got the same mama, the same daddy. It's just we connect. And, baby, we can champion a cause.
Listen, I got one of my clients, Tia and Erin. She said, yes, we are listening. And I believe we got the strong friends. Like a lot of the women that are on this live right now, they know, like they are the strong friends in their circle. And strong friends need love too. Meaning, like we need a safe space where we can let down. And so when I coach with you, people will tell you that's that safe space. It's okay. I can hold that for you so you can let down. And that's what the guide, to me, that's why I call it a guide. I don't want people to sit there and read it all the way through. And you may not be in the caterpillar. You may be in a cocoon. It's just where you can tap in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And last night when I was praying about what to say at this She Wins Society about the power of vulnerability, because I believe it's messy, but I also think it's a blessing in it. That's why they chose me to speak about it. I was such a private person. I'm an introvert. But when I step on the scene, God just come through me and I just give the word. And so I went back to my own guide and refresh myself on some
I was
on
like,
some
you're an
things.
introvert. I was like, girl, please. God gonna bring that out. Yeah. You are not. Look, you are not. You are my mouthpiece.
So I believe that when you said meeting people, I just was on Twitter. And then I said, oh, you know what? So that's to the people who are scared to make connections, because when you reach out, speak with authority. Go ahead, Coach K. That's what I do. I speak with authority. And I flip my hair back. She's the one that said, I flip my hair back. I put my glasses on. She know I mean business. But just reaching out to people. I met Coach K that way too. I met you that way. It was just me stepping out of comfort zones to meet people.
Yeah.
Because virtually we were in that COVID-19 space, but like in my community circle here, I'm learning I could be in other bubbles, in other pods. And the only way to do that is, like I said, with that Ruth and Boaz concept, you got to get in position. You got to be seen. You got to bloom to be seen, because if they don't see you, but you only want to be seen by the people that are for you, because your sheep will know you by the sound of your voice. And when I start speaking, people, may be my people, but there's people who are my people when I start speaking. And that's why I think we're both good podcasters, because that's a way to journal your journey too. It doesn't always have to be by paper.
Hey, it don't look the same. You don't look the same. It can go here, back, up. And you know what? Don't even matter. So that's where that whole self-worth, I think, also sometimes can tie into comparison and jealousy.
Come on now,
That's,
because we doing our three things. We
it's
doing this
thief.
remix different, but you giving you three hits. Give it to us. Come on.
It's a thief. Comparison and jealousy is a thief. So as long as we're focused, it's like driving in the right lane. Stay in that right lane. Don't worry about what's happening on the left-hand side or over in the HOV, the fast lane side. Stay right. That's the safest spot. That's the safe tower, like God's word said. The righteous run into it and we are safe.
Mm-hmm. Run your race, girl.
Right.
That's what I tell them. Can't nobody do it like you do it. Do you?
Right. You just right here. Just right here. Because me and you both know, just like we had the technical difficulties at the beginning. I mean, come on. Now, when we rebroadcast, if we were to record this, no one would see that piece. They would only see when we start talking, right? So come on. If anything I want to say to anyone when you're talking about self-worth, don't compare yourselves to anyone else, because there's only one you. And God said it was good. Woo,
It was
that's good to me.
good that you was afflicted. What? Was it good? It was good. It happened for me. Come on now. I already knew what you were saying.
Yes. So I am so grateful when we talk about when you're going back to self-worth. What is this is where you do like one of them reality checks. So tell me, so you're talking to yourself. So what's my reality? Where am I at right now? I mean, you be honest with yourself. Ain't nobody else listening to where am I at right now?
Mm-hmm.
What's my goal in this season in my life? What are some actionable steps I can take to get through this season and get open joy? And plus is being able to impact others with your story, with your journey. So that's a lot, right? That's a lot. But that's what we have to do. We have to do the work in each season. So cocoons, like you go through this. This is a transformation throughout life. You're going to have different seasons, different stages in your life. I mentioned menopause was a cocoon, dark stage. I'm on this butterfly side. I'm like, whew, yes. But I can tell you there was hell in that cocoon stage. I didn't like it, couldn't stand it. I was not easy to be around. I mean, but now I'm like, all right.
We throw it now.
Let's go. Let's go. But you know how I came out of that? Is with what you call your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I met speaking in Denver, Janine. And while I was speaking at this conference, I met another a Black hormone doctor who was in Denver, who started talking about everything I've been going through. Now I had to go all the way to hear someone tell me that I can identify with, to tell me what I was going through. And when I said, oh my goodness, girl, talk to me more about this. Talk to me, because you said everything that I just been going through in the past 2 years. And I said, are you in Texas? She said, oh, no, but I got somebody. Tribe. She texted me, that other Black hormone specialist, baby,
Got you already right.
whole new world. So Boaz and Ruth, that's also my love story between me and my husband. Here it is again. Position.
That's our word. Listen, come on now.
Look,
you know how we start talking, coming up with titles. Position.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, my position was way in Denver. Now, who knew that I was going to accept an invitation to speak in Denver and be there at that same time that doctor was going to be there to get, you better come on here. That ripple still going.
See it?
Still going.
We gonna find the silver lining. It was good we was afflicted. I keep trying to tell people that.
Yeah.
I keep trying to. That's how I got into She Wins. I applied. They said, "What's your superpower?" I said, "My voice. I'm small, but I'm mighty."
Yeah. That fits you. That fits you.
I'm small, but I'm mighty.
Yeah.
When I open my mouth, okay.
Like, oh, okay. She been here. Like my grandma would say, oh, she been here before.
So I be trying to tell people, don't. At work, I do nurse anesthesia. And so I'm always in emergency situations. And so a group of nurses, because last week was Nurses Week and then Teacher Appreciation Week. So what the nurses did, they made me a hat on Etsy. It said, I'm going to need you to move with purpose. So when we're in emergencies,
yeah,
they know how I get down. I'm real cool, calm, I'm going to need you to move with purpose. So they got me a hat. I wore my hat loud and proud.
Yeah.
Said, you mean you can rock with us any day? People underestimate you. But when it's game time, we phoning you in.
Yeah.
Tap in, Janine. So embracing your gift in times of adversity, that's my biggest thing with self-worth, is because we, like you said, with comparison, we want to be like others. But when you accept authenticity and you're vulnerable about things you're going through, then you accept truly who you are, which is self-worth.
Yeah. And you know what? You speak about transparency. You have to be transparent. We have to. Because how are you going to get healing if you still keeping it in this little hole? Yeah, this little spot. No one knows. No one knows. And that's what those negative thoughts, that negative self-talk, and what the enemy wants you to do. Keep it to yourself. Don't let nobody know you're going through this. The devil is a lie. You better open your mouth. My grandma used to say, a closed mouth don't get fed. You better tell somebody, I'm hungry. Hey, I need some help over here. And that's when you got your tribe to come in and be like, where you at? Where you at? And that's a big thing about us. When we realize and you let us in, girl, we're like that fan on the side of the race. Come on. We got a little bit more. Come on, you got it. Girl, you got it.
Listen, I'll slide in my client's DM in a minute. So how you doing? Right. Yeah, because I see you. I tell them when I see them doing, I see you. Right. And that's one thing too, like I said, which goes back again to the strong friend. I did a video about this a while back, but I was watching Keon Henderson. They had a woman on for the Mother's Day, and she gave a word. If I'm being honest, I was in there crying. She gave a word, but you know what? Just because you carry it well does not mean it's not heavy. And so because I didn't see the ladies that's popped in on the live with us. I know them personally. They carry heavy weight, but they make it look easy. Yeah. That's why I hold that for strong friends. That's why I feel like the book is so important. Sharing the message, because a lot of times we suffer in silence because we're the strong friends. So we so used to holding that weight. People see me here and be like, oh, she looks like she ain't been through. But then you read the book, people say, oh my God. Like, you start reading, you're like, I didn't even know that.
Hey, Janine, all right.
Listen, I go deep, right? I mean, I share what I done been through and they wouldn't believe it. But it's at a fact of that broke silence for me, but I had to talk to myself and say it's okay to share.
Right.
But it's to the point that you feel comfortable sharing, meaning like you don't have to go out there and tell all your business, because we're changing generations. And so it's like, get to a place that you feel comfortable sharing enough to get yourself help.
Right.
Because like you said, closed mouths don't get fed. So yes, I took myself right on to therapy on the day of my separation from my ex-husband. Mm-hmm. They said, when you get separate today. Yeah. And I came dressed to the nines. She said, today, because my veil I knew was going to break at some point. So it's preemptive thinking, right? I wasn't broken at that point, but I knew I was getting ready to walk into a journey.
Right. Right. Oh, that's
So
good.
when you know what's going on in yourself and you're assessing what you're walking into, is preparation. So when I went out with 6 months with my arm, I got real serious about how am I going to provide for my son? How am I going to show up? Am I really showing up for the things he told me I need to listen to be doing?
Right. 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 That's exactly
I
right.
got serious, right? So, just like a parent guides you,
Yeah.
I felt guided.
Mhm.
And so that's for somebody too on the replay. But, I got to get ready to let you go. Every time we get together, it gets so good. It gets so good.
So
So
good.
I want you to wrap it up with your 3 top giveaways. Just list them out with bullet points so people could take notes. And then I want you to tell us what you got going on, how people can connect with you.
All right. So my 3 takeaways is one, I want you to know your season. That
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna allow yourself some time for some self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
What are your goals in that season? What's your reality? This is your real reality, not the reality that you portray or that you show on your social medias, but what is your real reality? What's really going on with you? Again, that's going back into knowing yourself and discover some options. And when I say discover options, pray about it. Ask God what to do about it, because God is specific in his instruction. Anywhere throughout the Bible, specific instructions, A, B, C. And guess what? You're not going to get D until you finish A, B, C. So up the time to explore those options within prayer. Because we have a lot of different resources that are out there. Hey, and as coaches, we're a resource. Let me tell you, the best resource is our God, the one we serve. Because I promise you, as coaches, that's what we're going to discuss. Hey, what you want me to do for this person? What do you want me to do? And that's where it take it out of our hands and puts it into Almighty's hand. All right. And watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. You can talk yourself out of doing something that God intentionally meant for you to do. He's like, oh, it don't make sense. It never makes sense. It never makes sense. Do it afraid. Do it anyway. And I would always say, do it before you talk yourself out of it. Because you don't want to have a conversation and say, oh, yeah, I thought about that. And it just didn't make sense. No, it didn't add up. Just,
Do it afraid.
yes,
I'm
please do.
a title that's get in position and do it afraid.
Yeah, I like that title. I think that's fitting. I think that's fitting. That is what I have, and enjoy the journey. The journey has ebbs and flows, but enjoy yourself while you're in those ebbs and flows. How do you do that? How do you still enjoy yourself while you're in this cocoon stage? Well, you gotta that even in that cocoon stage, that there's a butterfly on the other end of that. Do you want the butterfly? I mean, you got look. We're gonna have to have some fight in us. You gotta realize that. Okay, I'm just big and bad enough to believe, like the Boaz and Ruth story. It takes faith. I told God, I said, I want the whole Boaz and Ruth story, God. I want my husband to see me from afar. I want you to confirm every step in our relationship, and I want you to remove the counterfeits. God,
Remove the counterfeits.
did
Listen, Erin,
it.
you need to put a heart out there, girl. Remove the counterfeits. Remove the counterfeits. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
God, and he loves us so relentlessly, and he loves us so aggressively that he's like, oh, that's all you need. Oh, I got you. I got you. I can do that. God can do that, right? He can do that.
You got to trust him. You got to trust him. When I started trusting, it was hard
Right.
because when you've been in situations where you feel you can't trust, you have to relearn new behaviors.
Yeah.
But that's who you
Right.
trust. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then let him guide you. Matthew 6:33. When you started saying to discover options, but you seek him first, he give you all the answers.
Yeah.
And that's by getting
Yeah.
silence. You know what I mean? Silent in prayer.
Silent. And then guess what happens after you're silent with prayer? You get instruction. And guess what you have to do when you get the instructions? Oh my gosh, there's an action. Oh yeah, there's an action I might not want to do. Oh my God, there's an action. Yeah, yeah. Then you do it. You do
And
it.
you feel happy after you do it. So
It's a
it's sometimes like, with exercise, we don't like doing the actual exercising, but we like the benefits.
so you better find an exercise you like doing.
I talk about my weight loss in there too, because I'm telling you, listen, them 30 pounds was hard for me to get off, but your girl figured it out. I figured it out.
I'm telling you, and that menopause will put some weight on you too, baby. It's like, you better start doing something you like. We got to live a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to live, you're going to have to treat this body right and listen to your body. Won't your body start talking to you?
Well, I guess that's your word of the year. Like you said, you don't like saying it, but that's your word, girl. That's your word.
I told you, I'm like, I don't remember.
So now what I want you to do is tell people what you got going on. How can they connect with you? How can they follow you?
All right. So I still have my weekly podcast. It's called That's Camellia Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 episodes every week. It airs on Thursday. My next one coming out next Thursday, we're going to be talking about mental health and the value of it and what we need to really consider when we're talking about mental health, because it comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. And then you can also reach me on Instagram for That's Camellia, YouTube, Spotify, podcast. I have 2 other speaking engagements. One is in August coming up, when we're talking about, it's called Salt, and it's on a Sunday, August 11th at 9:45 a.m. And I'm going to be talking about how to inspire and beyond what you can see. My brain.
I love this. I love this. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, girl. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful doing life with you. So I'm one of those fans in the crowd that's like, go girl, go. Where you just have a girlfriend and you're like, girl, you got this. Oh, I see you got it out, huh? Okay, that's good. I see you speaking. Girl, keep going. So when you say you're an introvert, I was like, girl, no, you're not. No, you're not.
I've been pulled out, girl. I've been pulled out, but I be seeing you on the side. That's why I try to tell them right now with the book. He was like, yeah, that's good. You when the book comes out, you need what is right? I said, okay, somebody hold me accountable back there. Okay. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's watching this. I appreciate everybody who's going to watch this on the replay. This was awesome. My cup is full before I get ready to go pour into some woman at 1:00.
That's good. That's so good.
You know what I mean? And I am so glad you picked this time, meaning like you picked this topic and you picked this time, which lets me know it's in alignment, that I didn't even know I was going to be speaking that at that moment. I didn't know I was speaking at a conference called the same thing. So look how God does things by getting in what position and doing it afraid. So we're going to close this thing out, guys. Make sure that you go ahead and get my book. It's called I Choose Me, The Intentional Guide to Never Losing Yourself Again. It is the collector's edition. People ask me about my road to 100. I only have a few books left of that, of the collector's edition, because y'all been serving the streets. I'm now on a couple of churches book lists. Oh, yeah, there it is. I'm on a couple of churches book lists, which is great. And schools have reached out. So we are doing some big things. This is what I'm saying. Get in position, listen, and do what he told you to do, because he told me what to do. And so you can get that, but it's also available on Amazon.com. It will not be my collector's edition, but anyway, you can still get it there. You can listen to the testimonies. My podcast comes out every other Thursday, Intentional Queen Podcast. I am Coach Janine, author, mindset coach, and self-love expert that helps ambitious moms alleviate overwhelm and self-neglect so that they never lose themselves again. I will see you guys on the flip side tomorrow. Tap in. We're going to have Candace coming through in the streets, and she's going to wrap us up with the power of legacy. So how we brought all that together in one little thing. I'm just so grateful. So Camila, please enjoy the rest of your self-worth Saturday, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys again. Okay.
Thank you, girl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.